This is the City of Griffin Disaster Recovery Maturity Progress Report number 1. My name is Amanda Morris. I'm the Senior Security Administrator for the City of Griffin. I've worked for the city since early 2021, so I just passed my 5-year mark. I am responsible for protecting the city's network, systems, digital assets. I'm responsible for identity and access management, managing the identity lifecycle, SSL certificates, endpoint protection, data lifecycle initiatives, and as you're about to see, all things disaster recovery. The problem is that the city's disaster recovery model has never been tested. We lack an isolated, segregated environment in which to test, and we currently have no formalized backup testing methodology. As such, our DR posture is currently unvalidated, and in the light of recent near-miss disasters, stakeholders find that unacceptable. But we have a solution. We plan to build a DR environment that is isolated and segregated from production, and then I'm going to define and refine a generalized, rigorous backup testing methodology. So far, I have met with IT management to flesh out the overarching goals and scope for the project. I drafted the initial project proposal. I met again with IT management to brainstorm hardware configuration because this solution is a 2-part solution. We're going to purchase and rack and configure new hardware that we don't currently have. And then once we have that physical environment built out, we'll be building a generalized, meaning cities other than the city of Griffin can benefit from this, building a generalized methodology that we will use to systematically test systems that we have identified as mission critical. To that end, I've researched hardware that would meet the needs outlined in the planning. I met with IT management again after doing my research to finalize that hardware configuration decision, and then pulled the trigger on the hardware purchase. So that's on the way, expecting that to arrive any day now. While I was waiting on the hardware, I went ahead and designed 2 network diagrams. The first one illustrates the current DR environment, and the second one illustrates the proposed redesign. So later on, I'll have a before and after that I can illustrate. And then most recently, I used feedback from draft 1 of my proposal to complete a revised second draft addressing all of Professor Ahmad's concerns. Next up, I will be researching a couple of industry standard frameworks, NIST 800-34 and ISO 22301. I will be making a decision about which of those 2 frameworks I ground the city's methodology in. I will be conducting a cost-benefit analysis. I expect to receive, rack, and configure the hardware that we ordered in the next 2 weeks, and then I'll need to validate that configuration so that I can start testing in earnest. And then I will also be designing documentation templates. Again, they'll be generalized so that other cities can benefit from this as well. I'll be doing a run book, a program improvement log, a test report, a corrective action register, and a risk register. And that's it. So would love to hear any feedback from any of you that have DR experience, that have some, tips, advice, little hidden gotchas that you may know about that I may not, things that I should look out for. So yeah, thank you.